Pressure continues to build on Cabinet Minister Bridget McKenzie over the sports rort scandal. Each day, new details emerge about the way projects were selected for government grants when she was Sports Minister. In the lead up to the election, the Morrison government spent $100 million on 684 community sports projects across the country. Sport Australia, the agency that administered the grants, had judged 60% of those projects to be unworthy of funding. But the Minister's office ignored the agency's advice and instead hand-picked projects. Applications were colour-coded based on which political party held the seat in which they were located. Marginal seats and priority seats for the election received a disproportionate number of grants, more than half in the first round. Hundreds of programs deemed more worthy by Sport Australia missed out. It sounds like a classic case of pork barrelling, an attempt to buy votes. Not so, says the government.
There's a case of reverse pork barrelling going on.
The rules were followed. Guidelines are separate issues.
The three projects ranked the very lowest by Sport Australia all received funding. All were held by the coalition. All up, 35 sports programs in National Party seats got a grant. 21 of them had been deemed unworthy. The Minister also approved a grant of $36,000 to the Wangaratta Clay Target Club, of which she was a member. Sport Australia warned its independence was being undermined by the government's approach. Adding to the lack of transparency, clubs that missed out were given no explanation. The Naranda Netball Association in WA, which happens to be in a Labor seat, applied for a grant to resurface its courts. Sport Australia rated it 83 out of 100, yet it was knocked back.
It does involve hours and hours of work, days and weeks. We should know exactly about our own application and why hasn't it been accepted, instead of just saying, no, you missed out.
Bridget McKenzie isn't here tonight. 7:30 has invited the former Sport Minister for 4 interviews in the past fortnight. She's declined. Here's what we'd ask her on behalf of the Australian public. Why did you ignore the advice of Sport Australia? How is this not politically targeted spending of taxpayer money, and why shouldn't you resign if that's the case? How is it not a conflict of interest to approve a grant to a shooting club of which you're a member? Was it the Minister's own call to direct funding this way? And were the Prime Minister's office or the Liberal Party headquarters aware that this is how the grants were being handed out? We'll keep trying to secure the Minister for an interview. Hi, I'm Lee Sales. Thanks for watching this story. If you'd like to watch more of 7:30's stories, they are on the left of your screen. And tap on the button below to subscribe and get the latest from ABC News.